Black limes, it's your time to shine. So today I'm making sesame-crusted feta with black lime honey syrup. And I'm very excited about this dish because I love black limes. They're my favorite ingredient ever. We use them a lot. They look really cool. They're completely hollow and they've been dried in the sun. They come in different colors, so some of them are kind of lighter in color, but the ones that we use where I'm from are black. Black limes are pretty much like part of my DNA. It's in my blood. I even dressed like a black lime today, specifically for this occasion, because I want you to love it as much as I do. I'm using my feta, which I cut into little triangles. I like to use sheep's feta, but you can use whatever feta that you like. So I'm gonna dip it now in some flour, just so it's nicely coated. And then I'm just gonna shake off any excess. And then dip it in my egg wash, which is just beaten egg, really. And then I'm gonna put it into my sesame seeds, which I lightly toasted. Make sure it's nicely coated on all the sides. And then I'm putting it directly into a baking dish, which I've lined, and we're gonna bake it. But if you want to, you can also deep fry it. It's delicious when you deep fry it, but I just chose to bake it this time, but whichever way suits you. So this is the last piece. So I'm gonna stick them in the freezer for just about 10-15 minutes. I just want them to be really nice and cold. If you have time, put them in the fridge until you're ready to bake them. So you can easily make this ahead. Like you can make it a few hours before you wanna serve it, put it in the fridge, and then, you know, when whoever's having dinner at yours, you can just stick it in the oven before serving it. My feta is chilling, and so I'm gonna get ahead and just make my honey and lemon syrup. So first thing I'm gonna do is segment my lemons. I'm gonna use a small sharp knife to top and tail the lemon, and then I'm gonna use the knife to go around the skin so that I can remove the skin and pith. Now that I removed all the skin and pith, I'm just gonna release the segments into this bowl here to catch the segments and any of the juices. So you just kind of want to put your knife between the membranes. Doesn't have to be super perfect. If there's any seeds, just try to remove them. And then you can just release the segments directly into the bowl. And that way you can catch all the juices as well. Don't worry if your segments are not perfect. You just want to kind of roughly tear them apart, each segment into 2 to 3 pieces, so then you get like a tiny bit of lemon with every bite of feta. So I'm gonna set that aside, and I'm gonna start on my honey. Here, I've got about 120 grams of runny honey. I'm going to heat it. So I kind of want to almost burn the honey. I want to take it to the edge so it's almost like a very deep, dark amber caramel. And that kind of brings out those bitter notes in the honey, which really is what makes this dish super, super unique. Also to the honey, I'm going to add my black lime powder, about a teaspoon. And I'm just gonna keep an eye on it because the honey, it seems like it's not really doing anything, and then all of a sudden it'll start bubbling and it'll turn really deep and amber and beautiful, and at that point I'll take it off the heat. When you buy black limes, make sure you buy the whole ones because they last for a really long time on your shelf. And then if you want to use like the powder, you can just crush them in a pestle and mortar, or you can use a spice grinder, which makes it so much easier. But do make sure that when you do open them up, if you're gonna use the powder, that you kind of find the seeds that are inside the lime and just get rid of them because they can be a bit bitter, so you don't really want that. So it's really bubbling now, and I can really smell that black lime honey. I just want to stir it all the while. I don't want it to catch and burn, but I do want to take it to that edge. So as soon as it turns into that darker amber caramel color, I'm gonna take it off the heat and add some of the lemon juice. I'm just gonna do this so I get some of the lemon juice in without the segments. It'll bubble right away. And this will also help the syrup from like completely solidifying, so a bit of liquid. Because sometimes when you do take the honey too far, it'll harden almost like a caramel. So you do want something to loosen it, which is what the lemon juice does. If you do think like you've taken it too far and your caramel really does solidify too much, you can just add a tiny splash of water, thin it out, and it will be perfect. I've just taken them out of the freezer. They're nice and chilled now. They're not completely frozen, and I'm gonna stick it directly in the oven now for about 18 minutes. Halfway through, I'll just turn them over gently so they get nice and colored on both sides. But before I do that, so I don't forget, it does need some fat. So I'm gonna drizzle it with olive oil first, just a couple tablespoons. And now it's ready for the oven. Oh, that smells so good. It's taken on some color. You can see of the sesame seeds, and the feta is all nice and melty, and they haven't collapsed either because we chilled them before we baked them. So now I'm gonna finish off the syrup, which doesn't really need much. All we're gonna do is now stir in all these beautiful segments into this very delicious amber syrup. My syrup is ready. My feta is all oozy and melty and delicious, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pour my syrup all over the dish. And it is like, it's one of those dishes that is just so striking because you have like this black and white crusted feta, and then you have this like delicious amber syrup. So I really wouldn't miss out on making it. And then I'm going to finish it with just a tiny little more dusting of black lime. This is completely optional. You don't have to do that, but I like it. And then just for some fresh herb flavor, I'm gonna go in with a bit of picked thyme leaves. Obviously, you could use other herbs if you wanted to. Just some like chopped up parsley would be fine as well. But thyme and honey, they really like each other. So we're gonna just roll with it. All right, V, would you like to take this very beautiful plate?
I mean, since it's there. All right, let's go in. I love this dish.
It's really, you can see it's all nice and like kind of melty, but it hasn't like fallen apart. You get all the things, right? It's salty, it's creamy,
it's tangy,
and it's a bit sweet and a bit bitter.
It's so good.
And then there's that element of surprise from the black lime. Thank you so much for watching this episode featuring my favorite ingredient, black limes. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Food52 channel as well as our OTK channel so you don't miss any videos coming your way. The next episode in 2 weeks' time on Food52, we're going to be making the creamiest, dreamiest hummus and all of our tips and tricks. We're going to be doing a battle of the chickpeas. So it'll be dried chickpeas versus tinned or canned versus jarred, and we're going to see which makes the creamiest, dreamiest hummus. Stay tuned for that. And yeah.